Coming up, learn how to save, establish credit, and better manage your money. Get information about a campaign to increase wealth building opportunities for county residents. And from computer classes to music lessons, the benefits of lifelong learning and active lifestyles for seniors. Next on Around Prince George's.
Welcome to this edition of Around Prince George's. I'm Charlene Dukes, president of Prince George's Community College. Many people are having a difficult time managing their money. It's a problem that affects all income levels, whether it's buying a home, balancing a checkbook, or saving for retirement. Financial education can be the key to avoiding financial crisis and building wealth.
Providing free tax preparation services is just one of the several ways the Community Financial Center of Prince George's Community College helps county residents save money. Each year, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program saves seniors and low-income residents thousands in tax preparation fees.
It means the world to me because it doesn't cost me anything. I'm a senior and low income, and the service has been super. I'm really delighted, satisfied.
The Prince George's Cash Campaign is another initiative that promotes financial stability for working families. Developed in partnership with local businesses and organizations, it offers free tax services and provides access to financial education, banking, and saving opportunities for low to moderate income residents. It's part of the college's effort to empower students, staff, and the community with practical money skills.
Joining me today to discuss financial issues and financial literacy is Victoria Samuels, Vice President of Community Relations for Educational Systems Federal Credit Union, and Betty Habershon, Professor of Accounting and Director of the Community Financial Center of Prince George's Community College. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Dr. Dukes.
Thank you.
And let's talk about financial literacy. What is it? What does that term mean? And we'll start with you, Ms. Samuels.
Well, first of all, Educational Systems Federal Credit Union has a mission to grow by helping the members of the education community achieve their financial goals and dreams. We have 11 branch offices, 3 of which are right here in Prince George's County, and one on-site financial location is in the Largo Center on the second floor. You know, we believe that making a difference is especially important, especially when it comes to financial literacy in our community. I think that the President's Advisory Council on Financial Literacy probably says it best, that the ability to use knowledge and skills to manage financial resources effectively for a lifetime of financial well-being. We're talking about decisions. That's really what financial literacy is all about, and that's our objective here.
And you know, it's interesting because I think that we've always been concerned about those issues, but they have never been more prominent than in today's society.
Absolutely.
When we think about some of the economic crises that have occurred across our country, on Wall Street, in banks and in families. So why is that so more important today than it might have been 20 or 30 or even 40 years ago?
I think because we have more at stake now than we did before. Our students are more involved with families, having to raise children, having to not only pay for college education, but they really have to be able to make good financial decisions.
Absolutely.
Because if they don't, they will end up in the problems that we've experienced over the last few years.
So let me ask this question. Is the American dream, does that still ring true with people? Do we still want to own a home, have with a 2-car garage? Is that still within reach for families across these United States?
Well, I think, and certainly from Educational Systems Federal Credit Union's standpoint, home ownership is still a viable option. However, you know, it requires a reasonable down payment today, wherein before it was a lot simpler, just as you mentioned. We have gotten away from saving for that down payment. We need to get back to that. With some of the situations that individuals have found themselves in financially, they don't have that little nest egg to start. But it is definitely still a viable option. I think with making important financial decisions, you have to really decide, is home ownership right for you? There's nothing wrong with renting, certainly for a period of time. There's a great deal of responsibility that goes along with home ownership, and you need to stop and think about, is that really you?
Mm-hmm. And then I think about, how do you do all of this and pay for college, pay for those things that probably when I was growing up were considered luxuries, and today it's standard equipment in people's homes. So when we think about that, we know that bankruptcies and foreclosures have impacted our community here in Prince George's County and certainly across the state of Maryland and the region. So how do we help people understand why it's important? Can you talk about some of the things that might be in place through the credit union or other financial institutions? And then we'll bring that to home here at the college a little later, Betty.
Well, from the standpoint of bankruptcy and foreclosures, the county had a reputation, I guess maybe 2009. Prince George's County had the highest foreclosure rate. I want to say it was in the neighborhood of 30%. It's decreasing, slow but sure. We didn't get into this situation overnight. It's not going to improve overnight as well. There are a number of first-time home buyers programs that are out there. People just really need to look. They need to understand that bankruptcy is a very serious choice. You don't enter into something like that lightly, because your credit history is going to be with you for a lifetime to some degree. It's going to impact the interest rate that you will get on a new home. It may also have to do with how long it takes you to establish really good credit, being prepared to take advantage of. The foreclosures mean that home prices are lower. And there are foreclosures, and there are sales that the financial institution will put properties up for sale, short sale. There are actually more short sales available in the marketplace than foreclosures right now, while they're still there. But imagine those opportunities have increased, so therefore home sales are increasing. But the value of homes has decreased, and therefore the value of Prince George's County, when the home prices are lower.
Right,
So,
because I know we depend a lot on property taxes here in the county as we think about our own economy. So do people save enough? Betty, you run the college's Community Financial Center. What do you hear from either students or members of the community who are coming in here? Do they save enough? Do we have enough money for things like emergencies, major purchases, and even retirement?
I think our students are reflective of our community. Our community as a whole does not save enough. Emergency funds are almost null in our community, and if we have minor issues of getting that tire blows out on the car, that becomes a major issue for many families, leading them to use credit cards that aren't paid off at the end of the month, and just compounds our problem. So savings is definitely one of the areas we need to focus on growth. But it's hard to save when you haven't laid out a good plan in order to take care of your monthly expenses. So we want to really encourage our students and our community to begin planning expenditures so that they're not taken by surprise.
And I know that there's a rule of thumb around savings, that it's a certain percentage of your gross income and not your net income, and that you should have a certain amount of money saved over a certain period of time for emergencies. Can you talk a little bit about what that rule is?
I know my husband used to always say, he said, you need to have 6 months of expenses saved up for emergencies. It could be an out-of-work situation. It could be a health situation. But like you said, it's much harder to do that today. At Educational Systems Federal Credit Union, very often I hear members who have come in for a car loan. And when that car loan is paid off, they continue to have that money go into a savings account because they've gotten used to being without it. And that helps to give them a base.
And that's one of the best ways to save, have an automatic type
It's
of
behavior.
payment coming out of whether
Right.
it's your check or if you're having a monthly allotment, have it go directly
Directly
into
to
an
a savings
account that
account.
possibly you don't even have access to. So we encourage our students and community when we're doing workshops that that's one of the best ways to save.
And I remember my dad used to say, pay yourself first, and
Exactly.
that's what was always
Right.
important. So we'll be right back with more on financial literacy, and later in the program, lifelong learning for seniors.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we have pep talkers standing by to get you motivated for your GED diploma. Get your GED Pep Talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Let's continue our discussion on the importance of financial literacy. And Ms. Samuels, talk to us a little bit about credit card debt. We understand that maybe it's through the roof and that people don't really understand how important it is to maintain good credit and to do that by paying attention to when your bills are due. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, the Consumer Protection Credit Card Act of 2009 really had required lenders to issue credit cards only to people who had the ability to repay. That being said, that didn't necessarily say how you define what the ability to repay is. If it is simply that you have a job, that leaves a lot open. I think the integrity of the financial institution comes into play when they approve a line of credit that you really don't have the ability to repay that. And sometimes that's where our students get into some trouble. But it gets back to financial literacy and planning and knowing what you are getting ready to delay payment on. That growing debt, it's very easy to put that card out there, and then when the bill comes, you realize that you have spent double what you have. That's one of the benefits to credit unions. Credit unions, I know Educational Systems Federal Credit Union, we are really looking at the whole picture and determining what line of credit is really right for you. And that, as we teach our students, young adults sometimes just don't pay any attention to that, and there's where they get into trouble.
And then I know that with students, I can recall a time when I was in college and it seemed like every week there were offers coming in offering me a credit card. And maybe there was something about the way that our parents taught us to think about money is that those are offers I certainly did not take advantage of. But I see that it still happens today. We have a policy here at the college where we don't give out student names to credit card companies, but they have ways to get them anyways. And we also know that students are defaulting on loans that really help them get through college because they've borrowed money to pay for their education, and then they're not able to pay those loans back in a timely fashion. So do we know how bad that problem is, Professor Habashan?
There's a couple of things. One thing, our students have to know the difference between good credit and not so good credit. And when you're using credit to buy pizzas and you have not paid off that bill at the end of the month, you're running into the problem, and that becomes the bad use of credit. When you're using credit to invest in yourself through education, that's fine, and that's what we should be doing. But you need to have a plan and recognize it's not free money, and that at some point you will have to pay it off. And so when they complete school, if they're not moving on, within 6 months they're going to have to start paying these student loans. And right now our students average about $5,500 when they graduate of student loans, which is still much below the national average, which is an average for a community college and a two-year school of $14,000. So we're doing quite well as far as working with our students, but they still are having having serious credit issues.
And I think people need to understand that what looks like a $10 pizza today could in fact end up being maybe a $100 pizza when you think about the interest and how it compounds daily on a credit card.
Right.
That's interesting. I think that's great information.
Right.
So Professor Habershon, you're the director of the Community Financial Center here at the college. Why don't you talk to us about, I know one of the big programs is VITA, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. How does that work and why is it so important to the residents of our county?
Exactly. Well, the Community Financial Center of Prince George's Community College is an entity of the college that was developed to really support and empower not only our students, but the community as a whole. So we focus on financial literacy. We focus on through workshops and educational programs, through asset building, through our free tax program, which you mentioned. Our Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program has operated for over 13 years here at the college, providing free tax preparation to both students and members of the community. This year alone, we have returned to the community over $1.3 million in refunds. We've saved over $250,000 in tax preparation fees. And it's not so much those fees, it's also a safe environment for low and mid-income residents to come and have their taxes prepared. They will not be approached with any type of predatory products that will take more money out of their pocket, and they'll instead receive access to good education and how they can make better use of those refunds.
Wow. So the other program I know is the Cash Campaign. How is the college involved in that?
Well, through our VITA program, we realized that we could not do it alone. There are over 60,000 persons within our Prince George's County that have access to free tax preparation. But truthfully, less than 1% is really taking advantage of it because Prince George's Community College is the primary provider of free tax preparation besides the seniors program of AARP. We are the primary provider. We need help. We need other organizations that are willing to create free tax programs. So by bringing together other nonprofits and service organizations, we have formed the Prince George's Cash Campaign. This is to encourage free tax preparation, expand financial literacy, and expand access to increasing banking and savings, especially for our underbanked and non-banked persons. So we have a big task and we need help, and that's why Prince George's Cash Campaign, which I should mention is called Creating Assets, Savings, and Hope, Prince George's Cash.
Thank you so much. So I want to take the opportunity to thank you, Ms. Samuels, and you, Professor Habershon, for all that you're doing to help promote financial literacy here at the college and throughout the county. Don't go away. Stay with us for information about our tuition-free program for seniors.
Prince George's Community College can help you formulate a career and a pathway to complete your degree.
Enroll today at pgcc.edu. Prince George's Community College, transforming lives.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite. Unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life. Book people unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Oh, I really love it. I've learned so much. My kids, I'm like the kid on the weekends. I'm, running to show them what I've done, a whole lot of stuff because I didn't really know how to do anything on the computer.
The SAGE program stands for Seasoned Adults Growing Educationally. So we're not old people here, we're growing old educationally. So it's a good thing for them to become a part of. And knowledge is wealth.
Oftentimes when people retire, they go into a depressed age because they're accustomed to working and not doing anything. This revitalizes their lives to do something that's exciting. And I think it extends the life of individual in terms of growth.
Learning things from a very young experience and adding what you knew, It's great, and the teachers, I can't say enough about them because of the patience and all of the other things that they do to make you feel good about yourself.
Welcome back. Prince George's Community College has a wonderful lifelong learning program for residents over 60. And here to tell us about all of it is Suzanne Van Nuys, manager of the SAGE program, and Miss Monica Roner, one of our SAGE students. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Suzanne, why don't we start talking a little bit about the SAGE program? Tell us what it is and who it serves.
Well, the SAGE program stands for Seasoned Adults Growing Educationally. And we serve the Prince George's County population of the folks who were 60 and older. We are in 25 locations throughout the county, as well as 25 confined site locations such as assisted livings, nursing homes, and adult daycares. And so we reach our seniors and offer them stimulation and education.
So about how many seniors do we have in the SAGE program?
About 6,000.
Wow, how does that compare with other colleges that offer similar programs?
We're the largest program in the state of Maryland.
Wow, that's absolutely wonderful. And I know it's due to all of the hard work of you and your colleagues in the program. So what are some of the benefits the SAGE program offers members of the Prince George's County community?
Well, I think the best thing I can say is that the SAGE program is the most affordable program you can find. We offer classes on a per trimester basis. It's only $50 per trimester. Students can take as many classes as they can fit into their schedule during that trimester, and they can take everything from art history to ancient history to Spanish to German to Tai Chi to ballet stretch. We offer an incredibly wide range of classes at an incredibly low price.
And I remember earlier this year we were at one of the Collington centers, and SAGE students were there teaching us how to tap dance and providing some entertainment for a program that we had there.
Absolutely.
We have joining us Ms. Roner, who is a SAGE student. And tell us, how did you hear about the program?
Well, I was retiring in 2004 and very interested in getting into some art classes. And one of my very best friends volunteered at the Bowie Senior Center. And she said, oh, you have got to come over and see the artwork that these people do. And I did, and I was amazed, and I signed up immediately. And it's just been a wonderful thing. I love it.
So you've been with us that entire time?
Since 2004.
And so you're taking classes every semester?
Oh, absolutely. I take watercolor, which is the love of my life and the bane of my existence, and fine arts, which acrylic and oils, and German now. I've been taking German for almost 3 years, and jewelry class, which is a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great.
That's just wonderful. I love that.
So you're making your own jewelry?
Oh, yeah.
So I might have to join that class as well, because it's
a lot of fun.
It's stunning.
Thank you.
So you've taken art classes, fine arts, German. What do you find that some of your friends who are also in the SAGE program, what kind of classes interest them?
Well, I have friends in all of those 4 classes, of course, but some of them also go off into other things like line dancing, the exercise classes that they provide. They go to the lectures. They go to things on world history. Some of them find that really fascinating. There's also a music program. They've been into computer programs. It just runs the gamut.
So really, it's the door is wide open.
Oh, I'm there 3 days a week, and if I didn't have a husband and a home, I'd be there 5 days a week. But you know. There's so much to do, and it's also interesting. It's wonderful.
Well, and then Suzanne, tell us what are the requirements? What do seniors have to be? What determines their eligibility for the program?
Well, to take tuition-free classes, they need to be age 60 and residents of the state of Maryland. But we have even opened up the program to anyone who is younger than that. They just need to pay the tuition involved. But for a 60-year-old or older Maryland resident, you're in.
And just by paying a
The
small
$50
fee.
registration fee each trimester.
And then I know that we also have a program, I believe it's called the Plus 50 Encore program for college completion. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
That is a program through the American Association of Community Colleges, which is supporting us in our efforts to reach out to the niche of folks who are between 50 and 60. And these are people who are probably not ready to retire yet, but are wanting to retool and rethink what they might want to do with themselves. And so what we're hoping to do, and working with this organization in doing, is to connect the 50-plus folks to our completion programs that the college already offers. We have so much to offer. We just want to make the connection, get the communications going, so that this group of folks who are 50 and older can come to Prince George's Community College to retool.
Well, thank you so much. We want to thank you, Ms. Van Nuys, for providing us with information about the SAGE program. And thank you, Ms. Roner, for sharing what really has been a successful experience for you as a SAGE student. I hope others will take advantage of this great opportunity. As we close, here are some highlights from a few special events held on our campus. Enjoy, and thanks for watching Around Prince George's.
And it's because I've been inspired by these women that I work with, that they do above and beyond as well. And that kind of inspires me to do the same thing, because at the end of the day, it's not, what comes back is not, it may not be money, but in form of priceless things such as inner beauty, satisfaction of the soul, and love, friendship, and extended families. I have families here, I would say. So those things are pretty priceless, and you just don't get that by just money.
So you are no less of that hidden jewel. You are no less, because people don't recognize it, they don't see it. Don't worry about that. God sees it. Your mom sees it. Your best friend sees it. So you are no less than a diamond. If you're interested in a guy and he ain't paying you attention and he's walking by you, trust me, there's going to be somebody there that's going to recognize that you are the diamond that you are, and they're going to treat you in every way like that. And
no more living small, no more giving just a little. No more being shy, no more staying in the middle. We about to take flight, so you better hold on. Flying through the night, put your night vision on. With the eye of the eagle, the heart of a lion, the wings of an angel to keep me flying. Light as a feather, cause I smile every day. The love in my heart, I give away. Places we will go.